Hello and welcome to a new video. So I was recently sent this camera bag by a company called Brevity, and I thought I would use this bag as an opportunity to make a what's in my camera bag video, even though there's already a million of them on YouTube, so I'm sorry. This is not a very original video, but I've been receiving a lot of questions about the gear I use, so I figured I'd give you insight into that, and I'm gonna kind of show you the cameras, the lenses, all the accessories that I bring with me in different scenarios, whether it's, just a street photography trip to New York City or a larger photography trip in general. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the cameras. So I can't really show you it because it's filming me right now, but my main camera is the Sony a7 IV. I bought this camera body in October of 2023, used on eBay, had I think like 900 on the shutter, which is basically brand new. And it is a camera that is perfect for my needs. In my opinion, this is one of the best hybrid cameras out on the market today. The battery life is great. The 33 megapixel sensor is perfect for photos, and it's like a sweet spot for me because I don't want massive file sizes. And it also just fits really nicely in my hand. This was a big upgrade from the a7 III, which I had previous to this. And yeah, I'm probably gonna be using this camera for a long time to come. That brings me to my next camera, which is the Sony a7 III. Now, this camera serves as a backup to my a7 IV, and I primarily use it to shoot real estate photography because it can connect to this little off-brand remote, and the a7 IV can't connect to this. I've gotten some of my favorite photos on this camera, and a large body of my work was made on this camera. And if my a7 IV were to break, knock on wood, I'd have no problem going back to this. This was my first full frame camera that I bought after having the Sony a6300, which I haven't had for a few years now. But I'm gonna be keeping this thing until it inevitably just dies on me one day, but I still think it has a few years left. My next camera is this Nikon FTN. It is a 35mm SLR camera, and it was my intro into film photography last year. I think this is a really good camera for beginner film photographers, and I bought this used off of a friend. So it came with a broken light meter, which is fine because that just means I don't have to put batteries in it, and I can just meter light using an app on my phone. This is a pretty heavy camera, but this was my intro into film photography. And I have two lenses that I've only ever used on this, and it is this one right here is a 35mm f2.8, and this is a Nikkor 50mm 1.8. I didn't always bring this to the city when I was going out to shoot because it was just kind of heavy, but when I was going on trips, I would always bring this. So yeah, it's been on a couple trips over the last year, and it's held up really well. And yeah, I'm gonna keep this thing around for a while. Another camera that I recently bought is basically an alternative to the Nikon SLR, and it is this Olympus AF1, also known as the Olympus Infinity, I believe. It's a point and shoot, and I wanted a point and shoot for kind of my style of work now. I want to be able to take photos of people quicker and not have to worry about focusing and metering. And so this was the perfect option for me. It was $100. It has a 35mm f2.8 lens, fully automatic, like I said. I don't know if I said that, but it's fully automatic, so it has a built-in flash, it has autofocus, and the only thing I don't love about this camera is the fact that I can't control whether the flash goes off or not. So if I were to take a photo of a person and the camera thought it was too dark for the ISO that I have loaded, then the flash would go off and the person would see, and I would shit bricks. Besides that, it's a great camera. It's smaller, it's lighter. I believe this is somewhat weather sealed. I don't know if I read that correctly somewhere, but it's a great camera. I've already put 3 rolls through it, even though I haven't seen the scans from the first one, but everything seems to be working properly. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna burn through more rolls of film just by owning this. My newest addition to the kit is a camera that I've wanted for a really long time, and I was finally able to get my hands on one, and it is the Ricoh GR3X. I just bought this used off my friend Mike. I kind of just wanted a camera that was small, discreet, and capable, and that I'd be able to take more photos and bring with me on more occasions, whether it's just walking my dog. I haven't really used it a lot because I'm still figuring out the menus and all the custom layouts of this thing, but I'm excited to put it through its paces, and I will definitely be making a full video once I've shot with this a few times. The next camera serves a slightly different purpose, but it is the DJI Osmo Action 4. I use this strictly to make POV videos, so I only bring it with me if I know I'm going to be filming a POV style video. You can also kind of vlog with it, which I don't really do much, but you can do it if you wanted to. And I also pair it with this clip that I got on Amazon. You just kind of put the Osmo in its cage, you put it on top, it has like a 360 ball head here, and you just clip it onto, you know, one of your camera bag straps, or in my case, the Sling bag strap. And yeah, you can film with it, and it's also magnetic, so if you want to put it on like a metal surface and just like film yourself talking to the camera, you can also do that. The last camera, which is not necessarily a camera, well, it is, but it is a drone. It's the DJI Mini 3, and I really only use this for real estate photo and video, not much for anything else, but you will see a clip that I shot on this in the next Behind the Sensor coming out soon. So that's all of my cameras, and now we're gonna get into the lenses, and we'll start with the lens that's actually filming me right now, and it is the Tamron 28-75 f2.8. This is the first generation version of this lens. There's also a second version out now, but this is my absolute workhorse lens. Although I don't use this lens for street photography because of its size, and I also just prefer smaller primes, I use it for everything else, from interior design photography to making a lot of the YouTube videos that you have seen. It's such a great budget option for that 24 to 70 millimeter range, and I bring this with me on every single trip and every client project that I shoot. The next lens is the Sigma 85mm f1.4 DGDN, and this was the first prime that I bought after using my zoom lens for street photography, and I absolutely love this thing. I don't shoot with it much anymore because I just don't shoot the 85mm focal length much, and it is a pretty big and heavy lens, but I love this thing, and people who have owned this as well as the Sony 85mm G Master have said that it was basically right up there in terms of quality, and I truly believe them because this thing is super fucking sharp. And yeah, it's one of the best lenses that I have in my kit. The next lens is a Samyang 35mm f1.8, and I made like a whole video about this focal length and this lens that I'll link above here somewhere. But this is probably my most used lens in the last year. I bought this lens in March of 2023, and I've gotten so much use out of this thing. It's cheap, it's small, it's light, and it's capable. You know, I've also shot videos on this as well, and I bring this with me literally everywhere I go. This next lens is one that I don't use really often, but it is the Sigma 16 to 28mm f2.8. I really only use this thing for real estate photo and video, but it is such a great lens. I really wouldn't use it for street, but I could use it to film videos if I needed to. And yeah, for the price, for the image quality, this thing is an absolute beast, and I would highly recommend it. The last and most recent lens that I got is the Sony 50mm f2.5 G lens. This thing is small, it's lightweight, it's sharp, the autofocus is great, and I'm gonna do a full video talking about 50mm and this lens in particular. But I've been loving using this thing for like the last 2 months, and honestly, it might give 35mm a run for its money. So those are all my cameras and lenses. What I decide to bring with me differs based on the scenario, but we'll get into that in a bit. Now for some of the smaller accessories that are also important pieces to my kit. The first one is this DJI mic, which I'm using right now. I use this for all my YouTube videos to get dialogue and do voiceovers. And this is the first generation of the mic. There's also a newer second one that came out not too long ago, but I've been using the first one and I love it. The next thing is this portable charger that I got on Amazon. The brand is Inui, or Inui, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it's probably the best 20 bucks I spent. I got this on Amazon, and I use it when I need to charge my phone or my AirPods in a pinch, and I basically bring this with me every time I go out to shoot. The next thing is this SmallRig mini tripod, and I only bring this with me when I know I'm gonna need to get a static shot and I don't want to lug around my giant tripod with me. I hate using tripods in the first place, but this thing fits into my sling bag, so it's not much of a hassle to bring it with me. The next thing I bring with me when I'm traveling is my 13-inch M1 MacBook Air. Now, I don't edit when I travel, but I use this thing to plan out my days, watch YouTube, as well as just transfer my photos and videos onto my hard drives. This served as my main editing computer before I upgraded to the M2 Pro Mac Mini. My straps include the Peak Design slide strap, which I only put my camera on this if I don't feel like bringing a sling bag or any kind of bag with me, but I primarily used the cuff wrist strap that I can't really show you because I think I lost it somewhere yesterday in the Catskills, so that kind of sucks because I have to buy a new one. But when I am hiking, I also like to put my camera on the Peak Design capture clip here, which is kind of like the camera sits in here, and it's perfect because I can go hands-free. So that's it for the gear itself, and now we're going to move into the sling bags and the camera backpacks that I have. So this sling is the Peak Design 3-liter everyday sling, and I don't use this much anymore because once I started doing YouTube and also when I started bringing around a film camera with me, it wasn't enough space for me to carry what I wanted. It would really only fit like my Sony, maybe one small extra lens, my portable charger, and like my phone and keys and wallet. So now this really just acts as drone storage, and even though it's small, it has like this shape that like even when you compress it, it kind of comes back out to its shape, so it's probably a little bit bulkier than I would have liked. I replaced the Peak Design sling with this 6-liter sling from Ulanzi that I found on Amazon for 50 bucks, and it's been amazing. It is a waterproof material, and I've gotten this thing absolutely soaked, and it's kept all my gear inside dry, and it fits, you know, a lot more. It fits my Sony, 2 lenses, a film camera, my Osmo, my portable charger, and like my wallet, and it's perfect for my needs now, and I would highly recommend using this if you're in the market for a new sling bag. The next thing is a backpack, and this is my Wandered Provoke 31-liter. It is it's the first gen version of this bag, and they've made new ones since, but I've had this for a few years now, and I've really beat it up. It's come with me to several different countries, and it's held up really well. This area is the camera compartment, like this bottom half here, and then there's also a roll top up here for, you know, extra gear and clothes. On the back, it has like a little hidden passport pocket. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this thing is super durable. There is also a rain cover attached in the bottom. And yeah, I love this bag, but it just doesn't come with me when I'm going to New York or if I'm just doing smaller shoots. This is really only useful for me when I'm traveling, if I'm flying, and I'm gonna be away for more than a few days. The last backpack is this jumper backpack from a brand called Brevity. So Brevity reached out and they sent this to me in exchange for me making a video like this, but they did not pay me, nor are they going to see the video before I upload it. They have 2 different sizes. They have a regular and a large, and they sent me the regular size in the Moonlit Blue colorway, and I've been really digging this thing. I recently took it on a few trips to Lake Placid, to the Catskills, and I also brought it to New York to film a video. So right now I'm just gonna show you what you can really put in this and how I packed it for those trips. One of the things that I love about this thing is that it doesn't scream camera bag. When I first got this, my girlfriend had no idea that it was a camera bag until I showed her the camera compartment, so that was a really good sign. I love the size of this bag. It's 18 liters, and they also have the large, which is a 22 liter. But when I'm going out to film a video and I have to bring more equipment with me, 18 liters is a perfect size. So this bag has a couple things, including a water bottle holder, tripod strap on this side, tripod straps at the bottom, a little hidden wallet and like passport pocket right here. Has a luggage pass-through, and it also has, I believe, a 15-inch compartment for your laptop. When I'm hiking and the camera is in my bag, they have this side quick access door, which is nice because I can pull out the camera without having to take the bag off. And this is like not a new feature in terms of camera bags, but it's still nice to have. Even though this bag is made of water-resistant material, I accidentally ended up spilling my water bottle over the top half and most of it soaked through. It held up fine in light rain, but if you do want more, protection, then you do have to separately purchase Brevity's protective rain cover for this bag, which is a bummer and probably one of the only downsides about this bag for me. Brevity also claims that you can fit a 40-ounce water bottle in the side pocket, but when I had it full with all my gear, it was kind of tough to even fit my 32-ounce water bottle into it, so that's something to keep in mind. Overall, I really like this bag, and I will definitely be using it on trips where I need to bring more gear than usual and on different projects where a sling bag won't suffice. I'll have some Amazon affiliate links in the description below, so if you decide to pick up any of the gear that I talked about in this video through those links, I get a small kickback, and I really appreciate the support. I hope this video gave you guys some good insight into my gear and the kit that I have. And if you have any further questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.